Thank you for joining us this afternoon. We are here to discuss the third quarter, October to December 2016 consolidated results. I have with me Mr. P. Rajendran, Joint Managing Director, Rahul Patwardhan, Chief Executive Officer, and Rohit Gupta, Chief Financial Officer. So I would request Pat to give an initial brief, then we can open it for questions.
Thank you, Vijay. As before, we remain focused on our plan and strategy that we laid out at the beginning of the year. And while there has been, as we're all aware, some significant environmental uncertainties in this quarter related to the cash situation in India, these are transient, though significant in terms of their impact on the performance for this quarter. Our growth story overall remains very strong, as I will describe in the next few comments. To begin with, the corporate business, it has been a strong quarter for CLG in terms of customer acquisition, and it reaffirms all the guidance that we have given so far on this business. We've added 3 new logos in this business. 2 of them are MTS customers, and we also had one substantial extension of a contract with one of our large customers. What's important to note is that the 9-month period from April till December has been our best 9-month period for the last many years in terms of total customer acquisitions that we've achieved. So the corporate business really has been doing well. Our revenue visibility has gone up 13% vis-a-vis last year in this business. We've also won a number of awards in the US, but also now in Europe for the quality of the work that we do amongst the trading community. And our pipeline remains very strong going forward. I want to talk a little bit about the Trading.com initiative. This is something that we launched just at the end of quarter 1. So we've just seen about 100 days of Trading.com live. In this very short period, we built up a portfolio of 23 very high quality courses. 5 of them come from our relationship with IIM Calcutta. We've been able to get 250,000 visitors in these 100 days to Trading.com as a portal. We've had about 300 people who have registered for these high value courses on our portal, and the total quantum of business associated with the registration so far is to the tune of about 15 to 20 million. Our attendance for the courses that have been conducted so far has been extremely good, 96%, which is much better than most online portals. And the feedback we have from our student base right now is very good. The third point I'd like to highlight for this quarter is our business in China. We signed our largest ever deal in China with the Guiyang city government. It's a 60 million renminbi deal over 3 years, 20 million per year. Guiyang is the fastest growing city in China, and the goal of this contract is to train 2,000 people every year for government departments as well as for the corporate sector. And I want to re-emphasize, this is the largest ever deal we have struck in China since our inception. We also launched a Diginex portfolio, if you recall, in April. The Diginex portfolio, which is new, it's had about 7 months of run since we launched it towards the end of quarter 1. It's doing extremely well, in fact ahead of plan. We now have 3 of the courses that we had originally planned to be launched out of the portfolio of 10. We now have expanded the offer of these courses from the original 29 when we launched to 75 of our centers nationally, and we're continuing to expand the offering to many more centers in our network. We've crossed more than 2,000 registrations for this course, which is well ahead of what we had planned to achieve in this period. So coming to the numbers, our corporate business, we've delivered an 18% YOY growth for the 9-month period, and we've achieved a 14% constant currency growth for the quarter. So it's well ahead of where we had said we'd be for the business for the full year. Our EBITDA is slightly lower this quarter on account of a specific transaction with one customer, but it will come back to the normal levels as we move forward. Our SNC business, we have been affected by demonetization substantially. The reason being that 70% of our retail business in India is transacted in cash, and a substantial part of that business is transacted in the tier 2, tier 3 and tier 4 towns. The period of November and the first half of December in particular, we saw a big impact like every other retail business in India did experience. But we're already seeing the trend coming back sharply, and we expect that while there will be some impact in Q4, we should be back to growth trajectory going forward. Our schools business did well in this quarter. It's a small quarter, but we have seen growth over the last year. Overall, NIIT has grown at a rate of 2% for the quarter, but our CYD growth remains strong at 8%. And if you look at our go-forward business, which is excluding the businesses that we have exited during the last 12 months, we've actually grown 11% go forward. So continue the growth story around the businesses that we are focused on is still double digit in spite of the demonetization impact on the retail business. So with that, I think I will close here.